All right. Family, shout out to everybody in the chat. I'm going to tell y'all, in ancient times when they heard them horns, they knew some major shit was about to go down. People got scared. People literally started shivering when they heard them horns. Family, them horns, I had to play them horns to start this show. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. It's going to be the theme of this year. The theme of this year and the theme of tonight and this year, my brother Blue Pill actually coined it. I want to give a shout out to Blue Pill, and I'm calling it Fast and Serious. Sirius with a Sirius, as in the star system, Sirius. And we're moving at quantum speed right now, family. So I want y'all to keep up, but I want y'all to keep up with the right things and the things that resonate with you. I might even put a disclaimer before every show and say, if this doesn't resonate with you, leave it alone. But take what resonates with you and move forward with it. If it don't resonate with you, leave it alone, family. There's no need to argue, bicker, waste precious energy. And we're going to talk about precious energy or currency or our real bank account during tonight's show. Unity feels so good, y'all. I'm going to tell y'all, if y'all see the lineup, Unity feels so good. And actually, family, there used to be laws against us uniting. You could call it gathering, you could call us hanging on the corner, but it's really unity. They had to make laws just so we wouldn't show unity. And another thing before we get started, I want you to research something called horizontal gene transfer. Right. And that's something big that happens when we unite. And shout out to Inky. You know, Inky goes around, he talks shit about everybody, but shout out to Inky. That was the first brother that I heard use that phrase. So shout out to Inky for that. He called me about early this year, but shout out to him for introducing the community and a lot of people to that phrase. Brother Panic talked about it in the book also. But look up horizontal gene transfer. And with that being said, I want to take this time to welcome to the historic show tonight. In 2 minutes, we got almost 2,000 people in 2 minutes. Wow. Let me give you the lineup. Blue Pillar 44, the 44 God. Sharif Bey. Sister Myrah Morse, the Oracle. Bdell1014.
Yes.
Cambatta. Dr. Phil Valentine, the godfather of the conscious community. Billy Carson, a.k.a. Forbidden Knowledge. And Doctah B.Sirius. All of y'all, welcome to the platform. Welcome. Y'all been some of the most consistent people on my platform. I want to thank y'all for coming on tonight. We're gonna have a great show. There's actually something that I want to introduce to the audience that we have coming up, and everybody on this panel is going to be a part of. It's something different. I feel as though because there's a paradigm shift, there has to be a shift in our approach with information, so that the information I want to, this is what I want to do, y'all. Sometime, and I said this years ago on my show. Sometime I could go to sleep at night, right? I ain't do this lately since me and my lady had kids. You know, shit get crazy with you. But me and my lady, we used to go to sleep holding each other. You ever seen them skeletons of the people holding each other, and they died holding each other, and the skeletons were still there. I want to feel like that with my information. I want my book, because you know what we do. You know how we feel like that? We go to sleep with our phone in our hand like this. Our phone be in all types of directions because we have an intimate relationship with this device. Very intimate, very visceral, very emotional. I want us to have that with these books. I want us to have that. Shout out to Greg Braden. This is his book. I want us to have that relationship with these books. So we're reintroducing something that has not been done for a long time in our community. Yes. And we're doing that at the non-ether Godfest. This is a non-ether year. This is a number 9 year. Me and Billy just did a show on Mars and the number 9, and you can talk to King Simon about the number 9 and what it represents and completion and all that. It's a lot of good things with the number 9. A lot of good things happening. That's why a lot of bad things are happening. Let me say that again. A lot of good things are happening, so that's why a lot of bad things are happening. But don't get it twisted. Don't get confused, family. I'm gonna talk about the event in a little while, but just to start out with y'all, I got such an amazing cast. How y'all doing energetically. I want to ask y'all before we start, and we let energetically, we are all different angles of lights. Energetically, what I'm talking about, to have a more personal. I talked about going to sleep with my lady holding us, hugging us. And I talked about how we hug this phone, sleep like some niggas don't want their girl to have the password, so they be clutching it with 2 hands. So I want to know, how can we clutch these books, this information, this knowledge? I want us to clutch it in our heart the same way we clutch this phone, and just give a brief summary of what y'all think we could do, something small moving forward. And I'm gonna end it with this. Family, because I say all of that to say this. Our emotions have a direct influence on our DNA. It has been done in experiments. Our DNA has a direct influence on photons. Photons is the small particles that make up the world, meaning our emotions have an impact on the thing that has an impact that changes the world. This is why they want control of our emotions so bad. Loosh, all that other fancy things you want to call it. With that said, I'm excited as you. Come on, who wouldn't be excited? Look what's going on. Who wouldn't be excited? I can jump up and down. Let's get this thing started. Listen to what I said.
Deep breath, Rich. Deep breath, Rich. Deep breath.
Who's side? All right, talk to me, y'all. Something small we could do moving forward energetically, to have a more personal, energetic, emotional relationship with the information that's being shared to us, because that's how we ultimately communicate with that radio station called Divine Source, or whatever you want to call it. Talk to me, family, real quick.
The active principle of actually doing, taking the information and embodying it, finding out if it's really what you're teaching, so you could teach it from a place of authenticity, to say, I actually did that, and I'm the living, breathing example of it. It's not something that I just read. We have to get past the point of, regurgitation to a place of demonstration. And once you activate these principles that you study for so long, then with the authority, you could tell a person that it works, because, we're self-healers and we're helpers outwardly. You know what I'm saying? I cannot go inside of a person's body and do the work for them. I can direct you to it, show you what needs to be done, reinforce what needs to be done, cast a new spell and broke an old one, but you got to do the work. You feel me? If I can embody the work and show you that I've done it myself, I went to the mountaintop, you know what I'm saying, got the bucket and came back down and said, you can go up there and do it yourself as well. You feel me? Rather than just being at the base of the mountain and being mesmerized by my story, I'm storytelling to compel you to feel it enough to say, I want that feeling for myself, not to just feel good that I did it.
Thank you, my brother. And who want to go next?
I'll go next. I mean, first of all, I give honor to what Brother Blue Pill just said. And I would say something very similar. In the book of Revelations, there's an analogy given saying, eat the book. Right? The Revelator, John the Revelator, was given a book.
He eats it.
By an angel, was told to eat it. It said, in his mouth it would taste sweet as honey, but in his stomach it'll be bitter. So in other words, it's going to sound good to you, but when it's time to live it, you're going to feel the responsibility of it. You see what I'm saying? So
powerful.
Eating the book, for me personally, I love what Brother Blue Pill just said. For me, it's like we have a practice in our community where we read the principles, we read the info, and then we start the process by making the information or the principles that we read part of our everyday language with each other.
Right.
We practice it this way. And when the principles become part of your everyday language, it then downloads into how you're thinking and then what you do. So then it becomes you're actually living the principles, and then you see the product. So we don't call the literature the lessons. We call the literature the instructions. But when you live it out, the result you get is the lesson.
Excellent.
Like that.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I guess I'll go next. And it's interesting that you're talking about our emotions and what we're feeling. Excuse me, because we're in the energy of Capricorn. You know me, I'm going to come from.
Love it. Come on, Myrah.
And we're in the energy of Capricorn, which the opposite sign, and I call myself a holistic. I don't talk about one sign without its opposite, because balance is the key to everything.
Yes.
So if we're in Capricorn, the opposite sign of Capricorn is Cancer. Cancer is walking emotions. Their emotions personified. They get their feelings hurt if the mailman don't leave them mail. Nobody loves me, so they personify emotions. So what you're doing when you're in one sign, you're actually fulfilling the energy of the opposite sign. So that's why we're so deeply getting into the emotions and the feelings, you see, because it's opposite the Capricorn, which is, more about practicability, being more stable, and, being more down to earth. So the emotions is what's going to be highlighted now because it's the opposite sign of Capricorn. And that is why this inspiration is coming at this time to get into our feelings, you see. And then the number 9, of course, like you said, the 9-year, even the Super Bowl is going to be on the 9th. And, I always tell you guys, this is a Super Bowl where Asar puts on his resurrection. He puts his 14th piece, his penis, where we're going to see a collective resurrection of power. You see that it's now time to fulfill that. You see. I'm looking for big things and definitely going straight to the heart, going straight to our feelings, and that's the internal. So that's what we're looking at here as far as I'm concerned when it comes to energy.
Excellent.
Both sides.
Excellent. Bdell, you next, my brother?
Yes. Within the factions of Western civilizations, when you're talking about emotions, everything that they perpetuate, it basically dematerializes our emotions because they supplicate it and turn it into a weakness. So that basically destabilizes your authenticity because you're operating from a place of fear, which basically puts an encryption over your anatomy and your thinking process to where you cannot think outside the box. Now, they just came out with many different publications and documentations talking about the CIA, how they study the holonomic brain theory to where you don't think outside that encryption. It's an energetic grid over the brain that also works in tandem with, the space-time continuum within the factions of the firmament. That coincides with, the super chiasmatic nucleus that connects to the cosmic clock. So like I said, it's all about the reset. So you got to use your emotions as a navigation system to get through this time period and this timeline. So that's, the apex on how you connect with your higher self. It's all about authenticity, just like Blue said.
Indeed. Hey, before Cambatta go, don't Bdell sound like a young Phil Valentine with the words he used? You hear his words, his verbiage?
I was sitting there like, Phil got to be.
That's a young Phil Valentine right there.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something. I watched a lot of Dr. Phil's lectures. I remember he said that I'm a Libra, so I'm a wordologist. So I'm a Libra as well. So I resonate with that same energy.
Okay. Excellent. Yeah, that's what's up. Cambatta, go ahead, my brother.
Yo, you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this question was actually a little difficult for me to wrap my head around. I guess because I don't think lately I haven't been doing much thinking. I've just been kind of sticking to the ritual, the routine, and kind of getting through the reps without thinking.
Right.
But I would say since 2020, since I turned 33, I've just been in a state of I guess confusion amongst light, having kids, but I guess me as a man going from being just me to being a father, and then when I was just me, I kind of I guess I capstoned it when I was 33 and I dropped LSD, my album, and since then I felt lost. I felt detached, especially from music and art in the world. I felt that moment. I guess I had that moment where I remember when I was a kid, and I always would feel like my parents or my elders were kind of detached from the hip hop, or the music or the movies or the style. And I would always wonder, when would that happen to me? And it's not a phenomenon. It's actually something that happens, a maturation. And I guess through our 20s and our childhood, we're kind of experiencing and taking notes. So that way, when we become that man, we know what we like, we need, we want. And I guess I just realized that certain things weren't for me, and it was hard to come to grips with. And I'm just getting to the point where I feel good because I guess the advice I would say is don't be afraid to start from scratch. It's kind of a cheat code. Like when one of the things is when you're lost and confused, you just start from square one again.
Mm-hmm.
And I always said this in my mind. I was like, you know, as an artist, there's always going to be some 18-year-old that just started today that has all the energy in the world and he really wants it. The same day that I'm here right now, there's a kid who just started doing what I'm doing, and he's excited about it. And all the shit that even me being right here, there's people that would die for this moment, you know, where this might just be casual for me. So I guess right now I'm in the mindset of saying, hold on, if I just started doing music today, I mean, now I have the knowledge of knowing how to play the game. It's a cheat code. Imagine if when you started producing, you were as good as you are right now. But it's only a mindset. It's only a mindset. Like, so for me, like the mindset is, oh my God, I just started. And I guess that right there kind of really like helps me like, oh shit, I have an option.
Yo, I love the honesty and train. He talks like a baby almost. I love the honesty, not in a bad way, but the honesty and the transparency in which you talk is not like you're trying to impress somebody. You're talking from your soul. And that's what we're gonna do at the Godfest, the God. You can't, and that's what makes your music so good. You're talking from your soul, no matter how ratchet or bad or whatever it seems. You just talk from your soul, bro. We love that shit, brother. Keep doing what you do.
Yo, that was dope. That's straight. To be that purposefully innocent. That's straight. I love it.
Purposefully innocent. I like that one. Dr. Valentine, go ahead, my brother. We gonna keep it moving. Go ahead, Doc.
Wow, I feel very privileged to be amongst such an august body.
Yeah.
Thank you for your invitation. That horn that you began the show with, Rich.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if you understand, but it's been playing around the planet for the last 5 years.
No, I swear, I did not know that. I swear I did not know that.
Yeah, over in Russia, you start hearing this. People are wondering where that sound is coming from.
I did not know that.
Yeah, there was a change in resonance in the planetary atmosphere, and that was what the horn that the Hebrews and the so-called Yudus used to blow that horn in order to get attention, because that was the horn that allegedly the Most High blew as new dispensation of consciousness would be coming in. So we were being warned already for the last 5 years with all this sound of a horn that was driving people crazy. Not only that, you're in the 9th year, which essentially is in the year of what we call the cosmic fetus. Everything begins with a 9 that looks like a fetus that is essentially the beginnings and the end, essentially, because the end result of the sperm meeting the egg is an ending, which is a new beginning. That I'd like to say also is that everybody is questioning religion today, and they're using it for a more practical purpose, because now the decoding that we began back 40 years ago, code breaking was the thing at the time, and that was preparing the mind for our young people to start looking at things differently. And that's what metaphysics is. Metaphysics is looking beyond the veneer of what we look at as results, as effects, and studying the language of cause. And that's the thing today. Young people, I'm so proud of you all, the ones who are actually looking at the world and not looking at the veneer, at the illusion, and you're looking for the substance, the essence, and that is cause. And that's what's going to actually begin a whole new dispensation. Looking past the effects, the lies, and the things that are being used to manipulate us, and to look past that and use the lens, the higher lens. And lastly, as I close out, there are 4 stages, and we are in the 3rd stage. The first stage is information, because that's what we've been absorbing. Information that stays dead is just information, because information has no life. Information that is used and utilized turns into knowledge. It becomes dynamic. Knowledge, once perfected and honed, becomes wisdom. Wisdom, once perfected and understood, taught, and remaining conscious and humble turns into enlightenment. So from information to knowledge, knowledge to wisdom, and wisdom to enlightenment. We are at the stage of wisdom at this point, enlightenment to come.
Love it, Doc. Love it. Billy, go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, well, you started off talking about the 9, and in vortex mathematics, 9 is seen as a point of infinity, but also a point of reset on a galactic scale, on the universal scale.
Yes, sir.
It's a point of reset, and I recently went through a reset. For those of probably some of y'all know or don't know, I recently had a near-death experience. Going back to September when I went to Turkey, I got very ill. I got somehow in one of those caves somewhere, I got some bacteria in my lungs. The bacteria sprouted and it grew like wildfire. Ended up being way out in the middle of Sanlurfa, out in the country of Turkey. It was very hard because I started losing a lot of weight, lost 22 pounds in just a couple of weeks, couldn't eat, got extremely sick, couldn't breathe, and thought I just had a regular cold, thought I would just. And during this process, I remember, shout out to King Simon. I had talked to King Simon right before we went to Turkey, and King Simon was warning me that you're heading into an area right now in time where right now it can go, a lot of good things are going to happen, but a lot of bad things can also happen. So you got to keep your head on the swivel. You got to be prepared. There's a lot coming at you, getting ready to come at you, right? This is right before I went to Turkey.
Wow.
I get sick. I get really ill to the point where I'm almost dying. My wife is literally trying to keep me alive. We make it back to America to get to a hospital because I didn't trust them over there. They didn't even know what a needle was. You were asking for a needle. They said they didn't have any. So we had to get out of there trying to get an insulin needle. But got back to America and they x-rayed my lungs, found out that I only had 25% oxygen transport. And
wow.
Take your time, Billy. Take your time, brother. Take your time, brother.
I know that feeling, brother. I know that feeling.
This home here. I told you this home here, brother.
Yeah.
This home here, brother.
I drowned.
My body was going in septic shock.
Wow. Wow.
Welcome back.
Yes.
Welcome back, brother.
Hey, Billy, you had a hell of an end of the year, man.
My wife literally kept me alive till I got to the hospital. She was the one who had enough things to just keep me going a few more days. She had some peptides. She had some prednisone just to keep my lungs open. But they admitted me in the hospital that first night there. They put the heart monitor and everything on me. And then,
Jeez.
Yeah.
I went somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't going to lie, it was easy to stay there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If I wanted to, I could have stayed there.
Mm-hmm.
But they said, and I don't know who they are because you really couldn't make out any kind of face.
Right.
The first time I closed my eyes, I disappeared from the hotel room and I reappeared inside this place with my eyes open, even though my eyes were closed, and I could see. It was an explorer's dream. I like to explore. I could see all kind of terrain, and they were showing me hominid faces and all kind of stuff. And I forced my eyes back open. I was back in my body in pain and everything else. Heart machines going, all this oxygen stuff in my nose and everything. And I closed my eyes again. I was back there again.
Mm-hmm.
I opened my eyes again. I was back. I closed my eyes the third time. Was the last time I was able to do it. I was there again, and I was so free. And they said, if you go back, it's going to be hard.
Mm-hmm.
So they warn you. They warn you.
They warned me, and I didn't understand what that meant at that time.
Damn.
And all I could think about was my wife. I just got married. It's not even a 1-year anniversary yet, and my new family and everything. My son.
Right.
And I wanted to come back, so I said, "No, I'm going back." And when I did that, I came back in my body. I was back in pain, back in agony, but I couldn't get back to this place. I tried. I actually closed my eyes again, tried to recreate it, but I could never get back once I made that decision. And now I'm back in the body, and I'm fighting for my life, literally for days, and trying to recover from this situation. Finally get left. What do you call it when I got released from the hospital, and I'm thinking, it's a hard road. I'm fighting, and I'm thinking, I feel like I'm going to make it back. I'm going to make it back all the way to health. So I'm still thinking, like, when they said it's going to be hard, the way this emotion, the way this feeling came over me, it didn't feel like just recovering from pneumonia. Right. And I couldn't figure out what it was. So I began to get healthier and healthier. I began to gain weight back and get stronger. But the process of me, when I first get out of the hospital, I'm only out of the hospital for maybe a day and a half. And I'm now, if you can imagine, being 3 weeks completely incapacitated, 3 weeks not being able to go anywhere, do anything, see anybody, just nothing. And that's when this whole debate thing popped up. A friend of mine around the corner said, yeah, you want to come on, hop on a podcast with me? And my wife said, don't go over there. You're too sick. And I got in the car. I drove around the corner because I couldn't walk, even though it's only a 2-minute walk. And I got into the situation. Everybody already knows about the situation. I wasn't my true self. I wasn't there all the way in my head.
Right.
But this was the beginning of like the real hard time that this 9 frequency that I got in. I got in on at the end of the day on the low energy of the 9 frequency. Mm-hmm. And it got into what you were talking about earlier, Rich, into the emotion. So then I didn't utilize all of my tools. I didn't tap into all of my knowledge. When it happened, I was in such a shock that I didn't utilize the wrong emotions or the low frequency emotions even to respond to the situation. So that's when I had to this is where the reset from the number 9 comes in. I had to go back and I had to get myself reset. I had to start fresh again. I had to go back to the ground, to the root foundation of knowledge and wisdom and understanding.
Come on, bro. That's
right. I had to tap back into who I truly am. Mm-hmm. And I had to realize that we are manifesting our own reality. And I actually manifested this. I manifested the whole scenario because of me not understanding how to use the root knowledge, tapping into the true wisdom and knowledge that you always talk about. And I think sometimes what can happen for a person is, at the end of the day, obviously we're human, even though people think we're an alien.
That's a fact.
But we sometimes can go away from our own knowledge, our own wisdom, our own teachings. And so if I had really taken a breath and sat down and taken a moment, the way this manifested could have been a whole different outcome.
The breath.
The breath. The breath is important. Everything is in the breath. The breath is everything. Without the breath, you got nothing.
That's a fact.
If I may, if you would, my brother, you just described the 3rd degree of my university. You went through the initiation process that you're supposed to go through when you're doing this work. People who do this work have gone through great trauma. I drowned and my lungs were filled. I died and had to be brought back. And ever since then, when I came back in the body, it was more painful than when I left. It was a joy being outside the body. It was no feeling, nothing. And then when you come back in, all I could feel is the salt water in my lungs. And ever since then, my situation has been about the lungs. A real initiation that the Masons are imitating are the ones that go through in ancient Chem. You had to die. You had to go through a burial process. You had to go through a killing process. And the teacher would meet you in the lower ethers to say, this is what you think you are.
Shit.
And then you would come back. The priests would be around you to bring you back in your body. And then you understood exactly what it is that your mission would be from that point forward. So you had to go through that process. Most of us have to die to some part of ourselves. Yeah. And some people do it 360, some people do it 180, some people do it 90, some people only do it 30%. Yeah. But like I said, if you are walking through that door and you did go through that door and then came back, then your contract was not fulfilled. Yeah. And that contract then said back and said, no, you don't belong here. What are you doing?
Right.
You are definitely you're not dealing with your contract. You didn't read the small print. This was part of it.
Yeah.
So welcome back, brother.
Yeah.
You understand exactly what
Good to be back. It's good to be back, man.
We all go through shit, Billy. Let's
Yeah.
learn. Let's learn from it. Let's learn from it. We all go through shit.
Learning from it, man. I didn't take the L as a loss. I took the L for a learning opportunity.
There you go.
And I recently got contacted from some academics that sat down with me, some 15, 20, and 30-year academics in Assyrian, Babylonian, and theology. And they said, people don't just go into debates. You have to prepare for them, which I knew from school. It takes 4 to 6 months to prepare for something like that. But your ego told you to go in there. He said one thing you didn't understand is when you're in that kind of debate, he said your answers were actually correct.
Yes.
They made you think you weren't correct. He tripped you up, made you think you weren't correct when you actually were correct. He said your answers, every single one was actually perfect, to be honest with you. You just sort of stuck to your guns and had faith in your knowledge. But the words that they use in the academic field, like when I say copied from the Bible, it's not copied from the Bible. You can't use the word copied. You have to use another terminology, which means the same exact thing. But once you change that academic terminology just a slight bit, then they can pull apart your phrase or your sentence and break you down and make you feel like, oh, I must have made a mistake when that actually didn't happen. Which is really interesting. These people,
you're still a baby. You're still a baby. Remember, you just came back. You're still a baby. You did not remember what you're supposed to be here for, and you went rushing in like any young child would do, and you just got burned. It's all right. That's just a lesson plan, brother. You're going to be here. Everything's going to be all right.
Real quick, Sharif, say that real quick, and then I want to go to Dr. B because I want to keep it moving. Go ahead, Sharif.
All I'm going to say, brother Carson, I agree 100%. He had on his side academic methodology as it relates to theological studies. That's it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And he ain't by himself. He had a team too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I just wanted to say that, guys, and it's like, like, hey, this whole thing for me is about getting back to the grassroots. Once I went through the death,
crucible, the crucible,
yeah, and now I'm resurrecting, coming back up, rising out of the ashes like a phoenix, and utilizing all of my tools, and I'm coming back stronger than ever, coming back wiser than ever, and gaining more knowledge. But also, I don't like to use the word humble because that word is kind of a low frequency word, but in that same mindset as being realizing I still got a lot to learn. We're all growing and learning at the same time. Everyone has a certain level of knowledge. Everyone here on this panel knows something that somebody else doesn't know. We're all just pieces of the puzzle. When you put the puzzle together, you have a beautiful mosaic. And that's what it's all about.
That's right.
Hey, Dr. B, close it out, and then I'm going to let the people know about this event we got coming up. Go ahead, Dr. B.
Now, Billy, I told you when I saw you in the beginning of the year that you need a rest sometime. Sometime you need a rest. How you spell rest?
R-E-S.
Sometimes we done got so metaphysical, we forgot about the physical. You got to get back to grandma sometime and sit down on that couch with that pleather plastic on it. And you got to sit down and take some time and eat them candies, even though you don't normally eat them, and listen to grandmother medicine.
Yeah.
But right now, we all here together.
Yeah.
And I feel honored to be here. I don't even know why I'm here because y'all dropping so much. It's just amazing. I'm always just blown away that Brother Rich even calls me. I'm always watching Star Trek Discovery. I done watched it 40 times. You know what I'm saying? But to be serious, I'm having Vuja Day right now. You know what Vuja Day is? I don't know what the heck is going on. I ain't never been here before. That's Vuja Day. So y'all know about deja vu.
Yeah,
what about when you hit something, you don't know where you're at? I know, Billy, you know what I'm talking about. You didn't know where you was. I knew you didn't know where you was because you was hitting me up on IG. Billy ain't never messaged me talking about the pyramids done came down, or he don't know where he's at. Where you at, Turkey?
I was sick. I was sick, man.
Are you at chicken? Are you at pork chop? Where you at? Sometimes we got to stop and we gotta laugh and have some fun, y'all.
Real talk.
Because we
That's a
so
fact.
serious. We be so
fact.
deep. I mean, sometimes, you know how y'all be getting deep sometimes. You get real deep and afterwards you go fall out. And you say, damn, where did all that come from? And the honest truth is, like folks say, Dr. B, you're a genius. I said, listen, I have no idea what's going on. This stuff is just coming through me. I'm just a channel. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't even know what question Radiohead asked in the beginning. I have no idea. What is this about? I just heard about this event today. And Rich is one of the only people that when he calls, you gotta answer. The phone rings different. You can have all your notifications off, but the phone just moves and light comes up off the camera or something. What the hell? B, I'm gonna be on in a little while. You gotta be on. On what? Just come on. I come on and all y'all on. This is crazy. This is what I call Vuja Day.
Vuja Day. Not deja vu, Vuja Day.
That's when you don't know what's going on. I ain't never been here before. People be calling me, well, Dr. B, on that lecture the other day, you talked about such and such. Do you remember what you talked about? No, I don't know what I talked about. In fact, I might not even agree with what I used to talk about.
Yeah. Wow, man.
I may not even agree. Talking about, back at the Good Life, you had a video. You and Phil Valentine was up there that day on a Saturday at the Good Life. And you had a orange drink, Dr. B. And you mentioned a big word. What was that big word you mentioned? A big word. How big was it? It was a long word. It was longer than any other word I ever heard before. And you was on what's the name of that radio station? JKLH or something. And people really think that we are responsible for this. We are channels. It's coming through at this moment. But our physical bodies, we are here to give a kinesthetic, auditory, visual experience to what's coming through us. We're all channels. We're all lenses. But the thing about us is we all have a telos. That means we have something we're looking at. We have a goal. We have something that we're attempting to do. And once you know your what, then you can figure out your why. What's the fuel? Why are you doing this? Right. Some folks do this just for the money. Some folks do this just for the ego. But most of y'all I know, some of y'all I ain't really met before, but you know what I'm saying? I've seen you around town, you know what I'm saying? But our why is what's going to be really important in 2025, in this 9 vibration. What is our why? Why? Right. Why? I had 3 nervous breakdowns in 2024. All over this award. Y'all talking about I'm the spiritual leader. I've been looking for a book. Maybe there's a manual, spiritual leader book, manual number 1. I don't know nothing about being a spiritual leader. Maybe talk to Phil Valentine. Maybe I need to call him. He's been doing this for 132 years. You see what I'm saying? Y'all know he's a lot older than he says he is. You know what I'm saying? We all know that. It's too much knowledge for one brain. He got the dolphin brain. They got 4 huge brains and shit. They can talk anywhere in the universe.
Right.
Bottom line is that we're all dealing with a lot. And I had breakdowns because it was too much for my nervous system. I snapped. It was times you couldn't find me. Do you see what I'm saying? And we've all had that. And to be able to admit that we're in a physical body and it can only handle so much. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how breatharian and vegetarian you is, or oh boy, you can wear hats and special conscious gloves, and you know what I'm saying? You got every kind of bead there is, every kind of crystal. That don't mean shit when you snap. But sometimes you got to snap so you can snap back. Yeah. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
If we act like we know, somebody talk to me. I know you know because you're the knowest of gnosis. I don't know nothing. I'm learning in this moment from each one of you. I'm looking at y'all and I'm saying, wow, I'm still here. Right. And never mind this year having those nervous breakdowns this year, which I didn't make public until lately. I've had 3 near-death experiences. Now, 2 of them, I was experimenting with some substances. A friend of mine called drugstore. A friend of mine, we used to call him drugstore. He had substances, and I took some things. But I learned something every time. Every single time.
I love this show. I love it, man. I love it.
Hey, man, let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you this is personal. I'm gonna tell you one. I'm gonna tell you one. And Blue Pill, I think you know what I'm talking about when I mention this. Blue Pill. I think you know about this one because you from New York, so you've been to Connecticut, right? And in Connecticut, see, you all in New York, y'all had THC, right? Powdered THC. In Connecticut, we couldn't afford the whole hit, so we would mix it with Hershey's Cocoa, and we were snorting Hershey's Cocoa mixed with THC. And the brother told me, he said, "Nah, let me tell you something." The brother, he was cool, you know what I'm saying? He was cool. He had a coat. We always had a little teeny coat on, even though it was sub below zero, acting like he wasn't cold. He said, I'm gonna tell you now, brother. They always had that voice back in the day. Had a hat on, the wind wouldn't blow it off, you know what I'm saying? It was to the side. And the brother said, I'm gonna tell you that. I'm gonna tell you, little B. Only take a half a tab. Only take a half a tab and wait. Don't do nothing but take a half a tab. I took a half a tab, went to sleep, nothing happened. I took the other half of the tab, nothing happened. Then I took 2 halves. Then it was good, tastes like chocolate. I love Hershey's chocolate. Little chocolate. Mixed it up with some udder juice. I took some udder juice, mixed it with that udder juice. Y'all know about udder juice. Cow udder juice. Took that, and let me tell you something. I was in Turkey with Billy back in 1968. I said, Billy Carson. He said, I don't know you. Well, we gonna know each other one day. You talk about some out of body experience. Sometimes you be having interdimensional experience in the inner space. Never mind outer space aliens. What about the ones inside your ass, flying around in your gut?
Come on, brother.
I was not ready for that.
Let me tell you something. I was at the Good Life. I was at the Good Life one day, back on Crenshaw, and Dr. Phil was on the stage. And Dr. Phil said something, and he paused and looked at the people, and he didn't say nothing for a long time. And folks started crying. What did he say? What did he say? What did he say? I said, he said something too big for all of our brains. Sometimes stuff is too big for your brain.
Real talk.
You can't know it all. None of us know it all.
That's right.
We're learning in the moment. The difference is that we all have something that we'd like to share.
Right.
And some of us, the people, may like us because we know the law of rhythm and melody. Mm-hmm. When you can put that, like a preacher is good at that. With that rhythm and that melody, people begin to move. And this is what the Gnostics had. They had a way of singing a song, doing a poem like the Last Poets. You know what I'm saying? It was a thing back in the day. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to get that huge afro, but I was using some afro sheen that was inhibiting my follicle growth. I didn't know that the pick was pulling out my hair, but I wanted that huge afro because they seem like they know something. But it's that rhythm, and I'm a percussionist. I'm a drummer. That rhythm. You know what I'm saying? In life, how many times do you speak? What is your rhythm? What is your cadence? You see what I'm saying? But what inhibits sometimes the flow is when you're trying to figure out too much and be too intelligent and too smart. You see? But when we start tapping in to improvisation, it's happening in the moment. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Sometimes when you ask the question, we don't know what we finna say. Is that a word? Finna say. I don't know what you're about to ask me, but something takes over. And all of a sudden you get a deep voice. Well, the beginning is the end and the end is the beginning from within the cue. When Billy started talking about these time crystals, I'm still messed up about that, Billy. We still ain't talked about it. We started talking about it, but every time you say it, all I hear is NCB. What the hell is a time crystal? I just barely got my crystals clean because I've been trying to clean them forever. Right. I realized that the sage was making them more dirty because the sage had been stolen from the riverside. But we all together, we're a cohesive living crystal.
Come on,
and it's beautiful to be here, to be at this time. Everybody, even the people online and the people who are not. There's only one space happening at this moment. There is no past. There is no future. There's only this nowness. So they talk about tomorrow. We now know that that's to-now. And then you got tomorrow. That's all there is. But when you tap into this moment and you express yourself, that takes courage to express yourself, to go up against authority and say the truth. Now, Lord knows some of us have been in a lot of trouble lately for telling the truth, because there's many truths. See, they got that F on the end. That is not the truth. It's not a fact. But when we get into the law of expression and able to improvise, because none of us have been here before, we're all having Vuja Day. We don't know, but we're going to find out, because you got to open up and become a channel. And when you begin to channel, you have to allow yourself to open up. So what we're doing now is we're all becoming living poets and griots. You see what I'm saying? And it's that rhythm. It is not just telling a poem. It's the rhythm. You see what I'm saying? It's that vibe. You see, so what we're doing is vibe. And that's how Brother Rich and we met, through Blue Pill, was about rhythm and sound and song and frequency.
Yeah, but let me ask you a question. Dr. B. You have any kind of blood relationship to our lost brother, John Witherspoon?
No.
Because
don't play. Please don't mention. Please,
is that energy?
I don't even have spoons in my house anymore, because spoons became trouble in the 70s.
Well, everything about your demeanor, energy just brings that kind of, macaroni. Everything about you just brings joy. It seems.
I was thinking Boondocks. He reminds me of a Boondocks. He like a walking, talking Boondocks type. Boondocks type.
Yo, listen.
Real quick, hold on. Before we continue, Sharif,
why
real
does he
quick.
believe he ain't no spiritual leader? I don't get that.
Sharif, real quick, before we continue, I know we pressed with time tonight. I want to get to, we at the 5,000. We got 5,000 people in the chat right now. Let's take a 1-minute break, and then we're gonna get right back. I'm gonna let y'all know what's about to go down in Georgia on February 8th with these people right here. Let's get to this 1-minute break, and then I'm gonna be right back, family. This was a lot to digest, an amazing intro. I'll be back. We'll be back in 1 minute, all 5,000 of y'all. All right. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody on the panel. Got an announcement I want to make. We got this thing started. We got this thing going. Got an announcement I want to make. There's something big going down in Atlanta. February 8th, family. This is a little different. It's not like gathering of the masses that was during the daytime. It's more, it has a different energy, a different vibe to it. This event, number one, and I hope King Simon's sharing the link in the chat. This event, number one about this event, is happening in the evening, nighttime. Why is it happening in the evening, nighttime? Because we're using a different aspect of our consciousness. We know during the daytime we secrete serotonin. We know at the nighttime we secrete melatonin. We know there's a circadian rhythm. Certain things going when the sun is up. Certain things going consciously when the sun is down. We're going to tap into energy that happens in our body when the sun is down. So why are we tapping into that? And let's talk about the moon and how the moon affects our emotions and how the moon pulls on the water, not only in our ocean, but in our body. So if we're occurring and we have currency, family, and we talked earlier about our currency affecting the world, our currency affecting the DNA, and our DNA affecting the photons that affect the world. I want to find a more effective way of influencing our DNA. And what I realized, family, is that in antiquity and in the past, we use things like spoken word. Think of the last poets. We use things like griot. We use griots. We use folklore. We use poetry. And all these forms of communication had a certain effect on the DNA that regular speaking doesn't have. So I want to begin to infuse, if we're going through a paradigm shift, if we're going through this change in consciousness, there has to be a change in the way consciousness is presented to the people. And one of the things I want to reintroduce to the family is the spoken word, is griots, is folklore, is poetry, is a higher frequency of music. Hence why you see a brother like Cambatta on the panel tonight. Loaded Lux. He couldn't make it tonight, but he will be at the event on February 8th, the Godfest, the 9 Eat the Godfest. We are in a 9-year, and we are tapping into 9 frequency type of things. So, family, with the 9 Eat the Godfest that's happening February 8th, all of these speakers, excluding Phil Valentine. Phil Valentine is here. He's taking care of his queen at home, but he's here to support the event, and he's here to give it his blessing. This is a brother that he gave me my biggest opportunity in my life in the conscious field when he allowed me to ask him questions on stage. When people didn't really know Brother Rich like that, he seen my potential and he said, I love the way you ask questions. I want you to come on stage with me in front of hundreds of people, thousands of people at Safe Rights College and ask me questions. I got a lot of respect for that brother and I appreciate the opportunities he gave me. So he's here to support the event because he knows how important it is and how much he would have loved to been there if he could. But everybody here is going to contribute something that's astonishingly different from what we have ever seen, family. We got some of the brightest minds in the world contributed to knowledge in more of a poetic way, more of a spoken word way. Myrah's going to write an original folklore and present it to the masses. Now, this is something that can be passed down 500 years from now. You know how different the world's going to be 500 years from now? I want the people, what do you call them? Not our ancestors. What do you call the people in the future? What do you call it? What's the word for that?
Predecessors.
Huh?
Predecessors.
I want them to say, yo, we got a Sister Myrah folklore. We got a poem from Dr. B. We got a poem from Cambatta, and it teaches us how to survive in this matrix, whatever. There's something about spoken word. There's something about rhyme, family, that affects us differently. It can be used for good or bad. This is why they try so hard to control the music industry, because they know the power of our musicians. But family, as we see all the industries falling, it is time for somebody to step up, and that somebody is us, family. It's not one of us, not one person. That somebody is us. If we're all channeled, I'm Radiohead, and I'm fulfilling my role. I'm a point guard, and I'm leading, and I'm this and I'm that, and everybody has their role. Everybody in the audience, everybody on the chat, everybody everywhere. Let's fulfill our roles. But my goal is, with this information, family, for us to have a more personal relationship with it outside of the intellectual arena. I want us to really love if you was here in the beginning, I want us to love this information. I want us to sleep with it. I want it to be in our cells, our DNA, because our emotions affect our DNA, and our DNA affects the photons, and the photons is what makes up the visible world. That's how powerful we are, family. So if we are able to really, really take back control of our electromagnetic field, family. Thank God for the people on this panel. Thank God for the people listening. It's going to be, listen, family, I promise you, this is not just going to be great. This is a game changer. I promise you, this is going to be a game changer. Number one, it's happening at night, and it's a different vibe, a different energy. We're gonna have black vendors there. I got black inventors coming through with inventions that nobody has never heard of. I have black inventors. You know, the majority of the world, the majority of things we see in existence was invented by black people that we don't even know. We don't even know because we've been trained and taught that we're so ignorant. We don't even know. We invented 60% of the shit we use on an everyday basis. I got new black inventors coming through. I got black vendors. I got some of the best black vegan food. I got the poems that are being told by Blue Pill, Dr. B, the music, Bdell, the stories from Sister Myrah, Sharif Bey, the poems from Cambatta, Loaded Lux. I mean, the list goes on. Hank Rising Sun is going to be there. Everybody's going to, King Simon's going to be there. A lot of people are going to be there, family. This is going to be one of them nights that you're gonna think you're dreaming. You're gonna think you're dreaming. You're gonna think it's a dream, and you're gonna think like, I don't want to wake up from this shit. Family, make sure you come out to the Non-Eat the Godfest on February 8th. And this is the thing that's interesting. This is the day before the Super Bowl. Sister Myrah teaches us heavily on the Super Bowl and the rituals. We're doing our own ritual. We're doing our own ritual that weekend. And if we're as powerful as we say we are, we're going to see what happens. Family, I'm going to share the link and I'm going to ask another question to the family because I know eventually they got to go and they got things they got to do. But I want to ask this question when where's Billy at? I think Billy said it. Billy's in the back. Let me put Billy back on. Billy, you can hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna share the link. It's King Simon. The chat's moving so fast. I haven't been able to. Somebody said Black Magic. It doesn't show a price on the tickets. Tickets are $55. It's $55, family. This is the best price in the world. Could you imagine? Hold up. Could you imagine seeing Billy? This is Billy Carson. This is Dr. B.Sirius. Cambatta, the greatest lyricist in the world. Loaded Lux, the greatest battle rapper lyricist in the world. Sister Myrah, the greatest oracle in the world. Bdell, the greatest young researcher in the world. Blue Pillar, one of the greatest people with numbers in the Law 44 and the prophets and the code breakers in the world. Sharif, one of the greatest researchers in the world. Dr. Phil Valentine, the godfather of this whole shit. Family, for $55. Oh my God. And I usually don't say the price, but I gotta laugh because somebody asked. So I gotta laugh. For $55, family. Let me put this link. Y'all better make, and this is limited because this is in person. So y'all better make sure. Remember what happened? I gathered in the masses, y'all. And y'all like, oh my God, I wish I was there. Oh my God. Oh, next time. Family, next time this is not the gathering. This is something different, but it's something that I feel is more personal, more intimate, more emotional. You're gonna feel this shit. You're gonna feel it when you leave it, family. And I love it. I love that I'm a part of it. I love that I thought of it. I love that everybody's a participant. I love that Blue Pill told me the theme of fast and serious. I love that Sharif told me the research he told me about the law of belief and how belief is as powerful as it is. I love that Sister Myrah told me what she told me in 2005 before I met my queen, and she helped prepare me for the life that I have today. I love that Bdell does the research that he does that helps prepare me for all the stuff that's going on right now. I love that Billy Carson told me that I'm not insubordinate to these deities that I read about in the Bible and that I'm a god as well. I love that Cambatta is the greatest lyricist in the world. And sometimes I scratch my head and I say, God damn, I get high off of listening to his lyrics. I love that Dr. Valentine is the GOAT, the greatest of all time. I love that Dr. B.Sirius brings a comedic, funny approach to consciousness, and he helps us to heal, and he's transparent, and he's real, and he lets us know, yeah, I did drugs, yeah, I did this, but look at me, God damn it, I'm here, and I'm here to stay. God damn it, I love this panel. I love y'all. I love America.
I gotta say something. See, Brother Rich just found out something that all of us know.
Yes, sir.
You can have a baby boy, but when you have a girl, you better get hyped and get this stuff cracking. You better get your wallet. First thing they want is a Mercedes toy. Oh my God, he is hype. He is the hype man of. I don't know what you're on in 2025, but it's some good stuff, brother. Congratulations.
Dr. B, you crazy, man.
Yeah,
You crazy, Dr. B.
Brother Rich, I just want to say, just thank you for inviting me to this moment.
Yes, sir.
Even though I can't share it with you all at the moment where this is supposed to, I guess, predict what is to come. But if the amount of joy that you all are exuding here is going to be indicative of what that day is going to be like, then you all are remiss to actually miss that. So I love the fact that you all are actually doing this. Rich, wonderful idea. You know, my brother Blue, great theme. Just want to make sure that all of you here, Sister Myrah, all of you all, I love you all for everything that you all are doing. You all are on your missions, and you know you did not dishonor your contract. That's the whole thing right now. A lot of people suffer because they're not doing what they're supposed to do. They go through the first levels of suffering and thinking that I'm not supposed to do this because I'm suffering. No. If you have a mission, your heart knows it because that's where your soul sits. You know exactly what you have to do, and no matter what it is, whatever the weather, you will conquer, and you all are doing it. I'm proud of you all. I'm in my getting into my mid to upper 70s, and I'm watching everybody, and I'm very happy at what I see. You wonder whether or not the torch has been passed. Hell, that torch has been passed. It's been relit. It's burning so bright, people can't look into it. I mean, I'm so happy for you. I just want to say this to you, beloved brother Rich. I got to go ahead and book out of here. I was in the middle of preparing for my webinar. I just want to let everybody know that on the 19th, if I may, that on the 19th at 1 p.m., I will be doing another 8-hour webinar. And that webinar will definitely have everything that will be necessary to let everybody know within the next 5 years exactly what's getting ready to go down based on everything that is showing itself now. So, Brother Rich, if you do have the ability, I would be honored if you could just let people know about the actual program and, you know, maybe towards the end. But what I have to do at this particular time really takes me into the wee hours. And because like you said, brother, when Brother Rich calls, because this brother is so on point, he is the harbinger. You know, the harbinger in John Wick? Well, that's he's the one right there who says, okay, yo, you be there at that particular time or else. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody has that particular job to do. And this dude's brother with Brother King Simon and all the other brothers and sisters on the platforms, bless you. Thank you very much for everything that you all are doing. And Brother Billy, listen, do not lament on this, because this is nothing more than an initiation. It just took you to your third stage. And that's what the whole thing was. You know, you were shown to have the skills, the intelligence, the insight, and the ability. They said, well, let's see what else he has. And they put you in a place, they initiated you. You died and came back just like everybody else does when they say they're reborn. You didn't do it Christian-wise. You did it the real way. You understand? They didn't have to hold your nose, just like they stopped you from breathing. And they didn't have to put you in water because you were already actually in water. You did what you had to do and you came back. Welcome back, brother. Thank you very much for all that you do. And brothers and sisters, thank you for everything that you all represent. I love you all, definitely. You all take care of yourselves.
All right, take care, Doc. All right.
I got a
Billy, you gotta. I know you're in a hotel, right?
Yeah, I'm in a hotel. We got a whole bunch. We just been traveling for so many hours. My wife wants to go to sleep in his bed behind me. So
yeah, I know you in one room. But Billy, listen, that poem. I can't wait to hear. Yeah, Billy's gonna be teaching through a poem at the non-ether Godfest, and it's gonna be something nobody has ever seen before. And if you've seen Billy with the 7 sacred prayers, you know Billy goes in. You know Billy goes in. So I can't wait. I can't wait to hear what you got to say at this event and how you're going to teach and how you're going to touch the people's heart and not just their mind. You're going to allow them to have that heart-brain coherence. Billy Carson, I can't wait to see you. I will see you, my brother. I'll get you on before then, but I will definitely see you February 8th at the non-ether Godfest, my brother. You and your wife, y'all have a lovely night. and take care. Thank you for coming on and joining us, Billy.
Appreciate it. Thanks to all of y'all.
Yes, sir.
Goddesses and gods. Appreciate y'all.
Indeed. Peace, Billy.
All right. Travel light.
All right. Shout out to that brother Billy. Let me ask y'all this question. And I'm not going to keep the rest of y'all too long, but let me ask y'all this question. So we hear about planetary alignments, and we hear about, just to give an example, what's getting ready to happen in January 15th, the planets are going to align in a straight line, and it's a rare event, and it's going to be beautiful if you're able to see it in the sky. What I want to ask you is it possible, according to all your research, years of research and knowledge, that they're able to predict the planetary alignments because they've seen it happen before, or they know what movement, or they can measure it? What if we do something that they didn't measure, they didn't predict? Do we make the planets move in a direction that they never seen them move before? Because as above, so below. But you know what's just as good as that? As below, so above. So if we meet on February 8th, and this shit go down the way it's going to go down, do planets shift in directions that they didn't predict, they didn't estimate, they didn't measure? The shit change because we change down here, like shit changes when things going up there and it happens down here.
Yes, because it creates an interface transition, because they already have a perpetuated system that's acclimated to their matrix. So when you speak light language or acoustic frequencies from my voice has the ability to manipulate the ethers. So as I was telling you on the previous show that we had, the material plane is basically the personification of the square, and the circle is a personification of the spiritual plane. So when you have the merging of both energies, it basically eradicates the whole process of everything in our three-dimensional reality. So like you said, as far as like bending photons, that's based on the acoustic frequencies that's coming from the truth and the passion and the authenticity that's we going to be speaking. So it's going to combat the incantations that's going to be propagated by the Super Bowl. So they do their own dark rituals as far as like bread and circus is a form of a distraction or whatever. So with us cultivating this this event, it's basically combating the energies that they're basically perpetuating amongst the masses.
I like to say, as Brother Phil Valentine was saying about the internal, it reminds me of what Bobby Hammett said, that when any of us internally get in the same level of frequency vibration, we're the ones who actually put the planets in the universe.
Come on, sister. That's right.
Thing that is going on. And speaking on the Super Bowls, I always have historically done the analyzations of the symbolism of the Super Bowl. And they put on their little skit, and as you focus, because anytime we get focused, that's how we're energizing. It doesn't matter what you're thinking. You can hate it, you can love it. As long as you focus, you're energizing it. So they do these little rituals when they get the collective, when they get us to focus. Spirit is a collective. You have to pull energy to create spirit. So when they get us to focus on their rituals, that is how we're energizing what they want to see unfold for the year. However, many years I've been doing Super Bowl analyzations. They get their little skits done, they get their little rituals done, but every now and then, and people don't expect it, they don't know when, there's always what you call divine intervention.
Thank you,
Brother.
Thank you.
You're talking about divine intervention. When enough of us see through the illusion or the matrix, and we come in a common level of seeing the real of what we really want to unfold in that energy, that is when we get that divine intervention, and that's what changes the energy in the universe. It's us coming to that common perspective of what it is that they're trying to do, and we want to intervene in that.
I love it. I love it. Love it, sister.
It's always demonstrated. It's always demonstrated through those. I look at the Super Bowls and the Olympics and all that because I'm an energy person. And this gives you another level of seeing what the energy is doing. Okay? You're looking at it from an energy perspective, not just on a personal level. And another thing about it, even with what you're talking about Billy Carson and the thing he went through, and how they denied whatever they debated him on. What I keep trying to tell people is we're dealing with a multitude of levels, you guys. A multitude of levels. You're going to see a different face in the same line of energy at a different level. I get a lot of people debating me about the details of what I present. I'm not a detailed person. I'm a conceptual person. I see the bigger picture, and then I put the individual aspects in line with that bigger picture. But we're going to follow a line of energy from one end to the opposite end. The balance of opposites is the formula of creation. So you're going to see a different face at a different level. We're dealing with a multitude of levels. So there's no one answer or one correct answer, because you're going to get a different face at a different level. There's going to be a different answer at a different level. So what they may have been debating on at one level, they may not have privy to what we may have privy to at a higher level, where we're seeing it from a different perspective. So from their level, we may seem incorrect. We may have seemed to come wrong, but that's just because they're not looking from the level that we're able to access. You see, we can access energy from an individual level to a couple level, family level, then it goes up to a community level. The energy vibration goes up to local, national, international, we the global level. Global level is when we're at the 180-degree half. Okay. After the global level, we go into a planetary level. From a planetary level, universal, and a star system level. These are all the levels we have the ability to harmonize and balance energy. You don't blend energy, you harmonize energy. So these are all the levels we're able to harmonize. So you're going to get a different face. When I talk about Asar and Set, the father, the heir, righteous thinking, cutting Asar, the ultimate sun, fire, down into 14 pieces, I get debates. Well, that was Horus. That was so-and-so that cut. At some level, you're correct. But when I'm talking the highest level, it's the highest father of righteous thinking who had to cut the ultimate sun down into 14 cycles so he would not abuse his power. You see, fire is power. And so that is Sagittarius, that's a SARS energy coming to your highest in your empowerment. The planetary ruler of Sagittarius, Jupiter. Jupiter is the great beneficent. Whatever Jupiter touches, it brings in abundance. So with ultimate sun, with Jupiter bringing an abundance of power, and the only sin in the spiritual reality is the abuse of power. So the ultimate father had to cut the ultimate son down so he would not abuse his power, but use it righteously. He had to learn how to use his powers righteously before he could be fully endowed with it. So that's the highest of that combat between the father and the son, righteous father spirit and the son of power. That is why he was cutting the 14 pieces, the 14th piece being his penis, the power of resurrection. That is what we're going to get next year in the Super Bowl in February, in a 9-year, where Asar is going to put on his 14th piece for his resurrection in his abundance of power, collective power. Because last year's Super Bowl was Super Bowl 58. This is going to be Super Bowl 59. Everything coming to the 14 pieces for the resurrection of the abundance of power of Asar. That's the highest vibration of that battle between those two spiritual energies. So I don't care if you can have another level and it's going to be a different detail, but it's going to be following that same premise of energy. So it's nobody, your reality is no more wrong or right than anyone else's. All master through our own soul's journey, and we bring that to the table in contribution to the whole, the one and all and the all in one. We come together and harmonize as one. We don't blend as one, we harmonize as one.
Hey,
everybody has a unique piece to bring.
Listen, Myrah, I'm gonna tell you, the way you talk, right? You're one of the greatest people on the planet Earth right now. Let me just say that. Myrah's one of the greatest people on the planet Earth right now. And the same way they crown their people, we crown our own people. I crown Myrah. She's one of the greatest human beings on planet Earth right now. Sure. And I so look forward to the folklore that you're writing, the story that you're writing, because we said our people used to teach through story form, and we had a more of emotional connection with it. Myrah connects with our emotions more than anybody I know. Myrah, that's that divine feminine energy. And listen, the list of people attending is growing, so don't think this is the end. I'm reaching out to Erica Badu. I'm reaching out to Soleil. I think Soleil said she couldn't make, but I'm reaching out to different people. I think Dame Dash is going to be in vending with the brother Jefferson. Listen, the list of people. When I tell y'all, let me share this link when I say this. When I tell y'all, because I heard earlier, oh my God, I missed the gathering. Listen, when I tell y'all this event, and we got to move fast. Blue Pill said fast and serious. I can't sit on an idea for 4 months this year. I get it. I got to move on it. So I know there's only a month, but I got to move on it, and we got to move on to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, because we're working on documentaries, working on all types of stuff. But my point is, family, I know Myrah is going to come with something on February 8th in Georgia, Stonecrest, Georgia, at New Black Wall Street. I just had a daughter. Whatever you come with, I know I'm going to be able to pass down to my daughter. Whatever you come with, Sister Myrah, I know I'm going to pass down to my son. Whatever you come with, I know it's going to benefit my lady. Whatever you come with is going to benefit me. And Sister Myrah, this is the kicker. This is the most powerful thing. If you know Brother Rich, you know how much I love my mother. Whatever you come with is going to benefit my mama in another realm.
Absolutely.
You think you disrespect people in this realm? You affect people in another realm as well. Because they look at you and they're proud of you for what you're able to do in this circumstance, in this environment. This is a tough-ass environment to thrive in. Super tough. The best of the best thrive here spiritually. I done seen the best fall apart. I done seen the best fall apart, man. So, Sister Myrah, and I know we all been through things. And the theme of this conference I love is transparency. Dr. B, what Dr. B was talking about. We're being honest. We're being transparent. We're being relatable. You're going to connect with us. You're going to connect with the information emotionally. I love this, y'all. Let me share this thing again.
You know, I'm Capricorn and my opposite sign is Cancer. So that emotions. Matter of fact, my birthday's in 2 days, as a matter of fact. So, you know, and I will turn the fabulous 73. 73.
When your birthday, Myrah? Myrah, when your birthday?
January 8th.
Oh, that's it. Oh, no, damn.
The 8th of January. They're saying the same as Noble Drew Ali, I think. Is
correct. Oh, okay.
Yeah, January the 8th. And I'll turn 73. So I'll be going into my 10 year, you see. So, and Capricorn's the 10th sign of the zodiac. So I feel like this is going to be a very exposure year for me, you know. But
so Sister Myrah,
yes.
You know, because a lot of people argue about this not being the new year, and I often point out to people that this is the inaugural period in time that Sirius is rising. The New Year star is Sirius, and you know she took her station on the 3rd, and coincidentally enough, you know, again we saw in New Orleans the appearance of the flag identified as, you know, the IS word. And we know the Sirius is all set, but in their system, it would be called ISIS or considered Columbia in this setting, which would be, you know, the deity that hovers over this aspect of what they say, God bless this country. They're really conjuring up or set, or they're conjuring up ISIS, or they're conjuring up Columbia. So I'm like, do people like, are y'all, you know, do you fall under the auspices of this energy and acknowledge it as your own or not? Because if you are, then all of this has been set up for you. The birthday of the country is when the heliacal rising of Sirius occurs. And then the new year of this country is when Mama's sitting over us. So you represent to us that big mama energy. But if you don't, if you recognize every year around this time is when you come on the program and do these monumental shares when Big Mama energy is above us by way of Sirius, by way of Sophis.
Yes.
You know.
And that's the biggest question or debate I normally get. You are using the Gregorian calendar. You're doing this. You know, I don't deal in detail. And I've tried to explain this over and over again about the calendar. I tell people, I say, how you're going to get the message from spirit in a very bizarre way. I always tell the story how you could wake up in the middle of the night, immediately look at the clock, get a numerology message, then get up that morning, drive down the street in your car, and a car pulls in front of you with those same numbers on the license plates. That's when your spirit is pulling your coattail. But when I tell people this story, I ask them, I said, now, does it really matter the car that pulls in front of you, whether it was a Ford or a Chevrolet? You know what I'm saying? When you're talking about what kind of calendar, that is a small detail that comes together to make a bigger premise. Whatever calendar we're looking at is the calendar. We are the creators. So we're looking at whatever it is we're looking at is what we're going to create from.
Right.
Okay? Right. It's not what somebody else agree is right or wrong or not this or not that. It's what I see. If I look at a calendar, whether it be Gregorian or not, and I see my birthday is January the 8th, guess what? I'm going to create the reality of my birthday on January the 8th.
That's right.
That's how we do it, you guys. We create from what spirit brings us, and it brings us many details from different aspects, different avenues. You have to be able to recognize when you're picking up and not just debate every single detail, you know, as to whether or not it's legit or not. You have to accept spirit. Spirit comes to you in faith. I get my information from spirit. Then I will use the books to validate what spirit has given me and put it all in context, you see. That's how we have to do it. But stop looking at each and every single detail and want to argue and debate as if you know what's right or wrong in a universe of information.
And again, you know, just the ability for us to be quantum in this era is not about either or, which is binary. It's about both. And I'm saying that you can acknowledge that there's a fiscal new year and an astrological one. All I'm saying is make sure you celebrate the one on March 21st. If you on my face telling me don't celebrate the one on December 31st, but when do we take any time out for mama? You feel me?
Blue Pill, Blue Pill, why you doing like that, man? Come on, Blue.
That's real.
I'm just saying.
Blue Pill, you and I had this conversation before too. It's like, okay, I might need a drag. I might need an off-road vehicle. I might need a vehicle for the regular highway. I might need a drag race. Calendars are the same way, people. We don't argue with the farmers when they use the lunar calendar of 28 days, months, or 13 months a year. We don't argue with that.
Right. Just different to share something, different level. You know, these last 3 months, again, because we're also, this coincides with the fact that we're speaking about stories. The calendar is constructed around a cosmological story which fits a particular epoch where they are transmitting a narrative to you that if you was in a different epoch, it would be transmitted differently. So Sister Myrah, as the oracle, she comes with cosmological narrative. Mother weaves a new tale based on the current turning of the cosmic wheel. She's taking the thread and she's yarning a narrative that you can understand by folding time and space on itself, by telling you it's 6 signs, not 12. So that's how she spins the wheel. We're caught up in someone else's narrative, because if we're saying today is January 6, 2025, we're acknowledging that we are what? We're empowering the Christos narrative. So we live in a multiplicity of calendars at all times. We acknowledge an Islamic calendar. We say September 11th is the Ethiopian Coptic calendar. We know that there's a Mayan calendar here where there's a day at a time, where there's 13 months and 28 days, right? And you're able to navigate through the narrative because every calendar is connected you to a different cosmology, which is a different narrative. So before you tell me what the new year is and what it isn't, tell me what day it is in your calendar.
Period. In other words, what you just described, what both of you just described, is a very real and practical way of shifting timelines.
Yes.
Like that. And I'll say this too, with regards to the Gregorian calendar. It's no more owned by Pope Gregory than Pythagorean mathematics is owned by Pythagoras.
Absolutely.
How about that?
Sharif, why you went there? Why you went there, Sharif? Oh, man.
How about
I
that?
have the
Why you
Cinderella
went there,
story
man?
in my chart. I have
No.
the Cinderella story in my chart. I'm a
Oh.
Capricorn. I have a natural chart. I have Aries rising. I have a
Right.
natural chart. And I can see the Cinderella. My first astrologer, which was a double Virgo, and she said, I've been going through your chart like a fine-tooth comb. A double Virgo. You know I got the details. So she said she called it a three-way stop sign. You know, because I'm my Capricorn in opposition to my Cancer, which is the stepmother of the Cinderella story. Then I have my Aries and Libra because I'm on a cardinal cross. So I have my Aries and Libra were the two stepsisters with a 90-degree angle, giving me friction and an opposition to the stepmother Cancer of the Cinderella story. I'm Capricorn, which is Cinderella energy. So that is actually a universal story that I saw in my chart. So
So I think, Sister Myrah, we could build a village around you, because I know as sons, we just want to sit around and hear you tell these stories. We want to bring our children around the village,
benefit from that
stories. So you give us life with your interpretation of our reality in a way that is redeeming to, our character as these larger than life cosmic beings. So thank you, Radiohead, for putting this event together, like you said, so we could just marvel one another with our use of language. And this, just like they said, if the calendar ain't ours, the language ain't either, but look what we did with it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Look what we doing with these numbers.
There you go, Blue. There you go, Blue.
Y'all. Like,
come on, Blue.
let's have some grace for ourselves.
Come on, Blue.
For if you turn me upside down, and hang me, I'ma still figure a way to do push-ups on my fingertips. Like,
straight like that.
Stop thinking you're gonna stop us.
Thank you.
Just stop it.
That's
Dr. B, tell them you gotta allow yourself to be magnanimous, man.
You can put me in a cardboard box, and I'm gonna make it my own. I'm gonna find a way to make it my own.
Yo, this God love. There's some God love right here, y'all. Oh man, I love this.
2025 come alive. This is when we don't glide, we stride. Right. We did the work in 2024. We closed the door. They opened the portals for us. Ever since the portals so-called been open, I've received cosmic energy. Like I'm stronger than ever. I'm more determined than ever.
Oh, Blue.
I'm just reinforced. I'm staying up late for y'all today because like I said, when Brother Rich, when Radiohead called, you don't say no.
Right.
But I'm redeemed because I know I'm gonna make up for it. I'm so certain that this is the year that it all comes together. Yes. And it's we stake the claim by putting the story in this rightful reference and frame. We're gonna create the narratives because those first 3 months is Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces is the capstone for the pyramid. So when March and April come, you don't got no excuse. We know it's activation time because Aries says what? Activate. I'm about that action, boss. Yes. Now is when you hibernate and you get into the mind.
Yes.
Downloads, Cambatta. Yeah, the downloads is just like at gigawatt speeds right now. So this is when you get the crispest of thoughts. Shout out to my brother Bdell. This is when the Silver Gate is open. You know what I'm saying? That Golden Gate and that Silver Gate activity. This is when the souls are coming through, and we're just getting, it's that coldness. Coldness coincides with spirit. So the spirit is most active now. The whispers are the clearest.
Yes.
We should be refraining ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And just get into a meditative state, tapping into that theta, tapping into that gamma, getting them downloads and coming out a hibernation on February 8th. Like we coming down from the mountain and sharing what we got with our people. And watch how like he said, how it shakes up paradigms and rearranges galaxies.
Absolutely. Y'all calling Brother Rich Radiohead? Is that
Radiohead?
That's my new name. Radiohead Rich.
Well, let me tell you how Radiohead got me. He calls me up today and says, I'm just reminding you about the presentation tonight. I'm like, what presentation?
Myrah, I do that to everybody.
He said, I thought I told you. You're coming on tonight.
sister, he drop squatted me. I just got done teaching. The phone ring. I'm like, oh, okay, Brother Rich, what you doing? I'm like,
hey. Sharif found out 15 minutes before the show.
Just like that. Straight like that.
Oh, I'm glad you reminded me.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all one thing. Like, you know, the ethers right now is really activated. So during this time period, you really got to be imperative about what you say and what you think, because it's basically going to harmonize with, you know, the energies of planet Earth. Like way before Brother Rich had called, me and my girl, we was watching Loaded Lux and his recent rap battle.
Right? Yeah.
He called me. And I told him, I said, Brother Rich and Red and Blue, they affiliated with Loaded. I said, you know, eventually I'm a, you know, come across, you know, Loaded Lux one day. He's one of my favorite battle rappers.
That's
and
right.
then I closed the app on my phone. Brother Rich called, and he was like, "Hey, we got this. We got blue, red, blue pill. We got everything.
That's something.
You got Loaded.
Isn't that something?
And I'm like, bro, like that's crazy. So that's how you know the ethers is activated for real.
We're manifesting now, you guys. Your
Fact.
thoughts you're almost instantly manifesting. I have my son was telling a story a couple of weeks ago when he was playing pee-wee football and he ran a touchdown. I was running on the sideline beside him, you know, right as he made the touchdown. So he was telling his friends about it, you know, and then the next week, Detroit Lions were playing and the same thing happened. The guy was running the touchdown and the Randall L was running right beside him, just like I was doing with my son. So I said my son actually manifested that to happen when he told the story a few days before. That is what we're doing now. We're on the other side of the fence. Now we're starting to manifest. Our thoughts are manifesting. So watch, like you said, what you're saying, what you're thinking, because you're actually now, we're going to see to the pudding.
Sister Myrah and Brother Bdell, you just sparked a thought relative to Brother Rich's original question about the alignment and how and this event.
Yes.
So we know, I'm preaching to the choir, that the physical planets are just 3D shadows of higher realities, right?
Yes.
In a lot of the old esoteric traditions, they're spheres of influence, right?
Yes.
Well, individual consciousness and collective consciousness is also a sphere of influence.
That's
right?
one side.
So, and as you said, Sister Myrah, it works both ways. It's dual acting. It's not just the planets beaming influence to us.
No. As a matter of fact,
it's going the other way, and that's the predominant.
Spiritual energy has already been done. We're just manifesting.
Right.
But it's already been done spiritually.
Yes, ma'am.
We're just bringing it into manifestation.
So with this event, as Brother Rich was talking about, okay, you know, this alignment happens, the powers that be are familiar with how our people in general utilize our sphere of influence.
Yes.
So the best thing to do is do something that's not expected.
Yes.
Yes. Do something different on purpose. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Out the box. They can't do out the box.
Create a glitch in the matrix.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love this. Listen, to close out, I want to I know Cambatta and Dr. B, y'all been in the music industry on the independent side and in the industry side for quite some time. I know music, we are the rhythm nation of the planet. We're non-ether beings. In terms of music, well, what we're doing at this event with spoken word, folklore, poetry. In terms of music, we've seen our artists go through so much shit. James Brown, what's the other brother name? Not James. What's the name? Sam Cooke. Yeah. Oh, Michael Jackson, Prince. So many of our artists, and these are magicians. Do you think it's finally the tide is finally going to turn with us taking control over this industry we call music in these upcoming years? Like finally, do y'all think? Because we had the vinyl, we had a CD player, we was a slave musically during the vinyl, slave musically during streaming, slave musically during the tape era, the cassette era. Is this the time that we're finally going to regain control over our musical geniusness, y'all?
Yeah. So if you allow me to go first on that question.
Yes. Yeah.
This is something that has been plaguing me for a while now. I think we hit the apex with Michael Jackson, essentially, where we got to see technology meet the correct point in time with the correct person. This machine, starting whenever it started, I don't know if it was the 30s or the 40s, whenever the music industry started, they've always been trying to perfect the process of creating a superstar.
Right.
And the problem with that is, in order for you to create something that large, you gotta go beyond the constructs of I mean, and we know what the Bible says. We know that there's certain religions that believe that the power that you have to make music, when used to gain profit, is basically a sin. It's always going to be perverse.
Secular.
You're using this gift for personal gratification. Eventually, it's going to end. And what it took to make Michael Jackson the superstar what he was pure demonicness. It was beyond anything that a human being should ever have to become the biggest light on earth in that artificial way. I mean, you saw what it did to him. I mean, that dude went through everything. He's almost like a Christ-like figure. He was crucified. Anybody who tries to stand on this earth and say that they're ready to be God is going to be tested and probably crucified. We're seeing it. All the superstars are down. The walls of Jericho have fallen. Hip hop's done. So to answer your question, we will never see a superstar like we've seen Michael Jackson again, because the things that are needed to create that are those devils. So yes, we got our wish. We're at the point now where every artist has the power to control the outcome of their career, free of an industry, free of record label execs. But technology has advanced to the point that there's no focal point anymore. Everyone in the world is not watching BET. Everyone in the world is not listening to the radio. It's almost all of those things are dying. All of the ways that we created a superstar, which was taking everyone in the world and making them look at one thing, a magazine, a one song. There was only 2 music channels. Now I don't even know who's coming out anymore, because the algorithm only points me in the direction of artists that I already listened to and artists like that. So the likeliness that there's more talent on planet Earth right now than ever. There's better rappers, there's better singers, there's better dancers. Everything has advanced. The reason why you don't know is because the machine has died. It's done. So now it's on us as artists to accept that, to know that, look, it's not going to be that no more. We've seen what happened to that. We've seen the outcome of that. We don't want that. Now it's about knowing within yourself that you are in control. You're going to have limitations to it. And now everything dies so fast. I was going to tell Billy too. I was like, as soon as you forget about this, so will the world. Last 2 weeks ago, there were drones and UFOs over everybody's house. 2 weeks later, everybody forgot.
That quick.
Ain't that something?
The devil can climb up from under the ground and piss on everybody on Earth, and aliens can fall from the sky. And in 3 weeks, everybody will be thinking about the Super Bowl and how they're going to pay their rent. It's just how humans are programmed. So now we're in a time now where we're not going to see the same superstar, because if we were, we would have. But we're at a time now where every artist has the same chance. We all on YouTube. We all on Instagram. There's no more MTV and BET, which was impossible to get on back in the day. Back in the day, to get on the radio, you had to pay. It was impossible. Now we got the same chance as everybody else.
Ain't that something?
So I think it's better in that way, but it's never going to be the same.
Brother Cambatta, I'd like to add this to what you said. First of all, that was brilliant.
Thank you.
This is my prayer, because some of you don't know. Blue Pill knows I'm involved in music a little bit, right? But this is my prayer. You all remember Patrice Lumumba?
Yes.
You remember Kwame Nkrumah?
Yes.
They were you already know what they were all about, but we know what happened to them, right? And we know why it happened to them. Because the time period still allowed for the powers that be to rock out, right? So they were trying to liberate their countries from Euro imperialism, but it was still time for Euro imperialism. We live in a different time now. Shout out, no, we need musically, culturally, we need a musical Ibrahim Traore. That's what we need. Y'all hear me? We need a musical Ibrahim Traore. He's able to do now.
Tell the people who that is.
Wasn't able.
Right.
Because it's a different time.
Tell the people who that is.
Say it again, brother.
Tell the people who that is.
Ibrahim. Oh, y'all, if you're not, please pay attention to what's happening. Real quick, 2.5 years ago, France, one of the biggest offenders in colonizing African nations, told Russia, we ain't buying your oil. Right? Russia said, cool. But the reason why they said that is because they were planning an oil pipeline through Niger. Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali said, no hats on the Krizaps. So long story short, not only they put the kibosh on the oil pipeline, they kicked out all the French influence out of their countries. It's no longer the national language. They kicked out the diplomats and closed the embassies. They paid back $4.9 billion in debt to European colonizers, and now they're independent.
And Russia paid that. Russia paid that for Africa.
Right.
But I do have a different perspective as far as what time we are in, as far as the musicians go. I think our musicians are our highest level agents. The whole universe is based on vibrations. They are masters at harmonizing vibrations. We've hopped the fence. You guys know what I mean by hopping the fence. When we hopped December 21st, that was that 180-degree half that now has to be balanced with the opposite spiritual 180-degree half. And right now, I think that it's like transformation. That means the death of the old, rebirth of the new. That's Scorpio energy. Transformation, the death of the old, rebirth of the new at a higher vibration. I think that it's the spiritual reality that is now getting ready to blossom. We've been in the physical material one. And I think that this is when our musicians are going to step up, because it's going to supersede technology. It's going to supersede AI. This is vibrations that's going all the way up to a star system level. And wherever you send, however high up you send the vibration, spirit is spiral. It's going to spiral back. So now we're going to have access to a higher level of sending our vibration, especially the musicians. And that is how they're going to tap into, because we've crossed the fence. We no longer have the blockage that's been blocking those vibrations from reaching its highest level. They've been circumvented by these powers that have pilfered off of the creativity of our sons of power. Our sons, which are the most creative and powerful beings in the universe. That has now opened up so that we can now start sending that vibration to its highest level, and it's going to come back to us full spiral from that level. So I think this is the time to blossom, because we jumped the fence where we're now on a spiritual vibration coming out of this physicality of the illusion of vibration. So I think it's getting ready to get much better.
Love it.
Especially in particular, the musicians.
Love it. Love it. Yeah, I love it. That's what we're here for. And I'm prepared for that. And I'm prepared for my role. Actually, me, Blue Pill and Red Pill are starting a music YouTube channel. And it's going to be a channel dedicated specifically to music and our culture and music. And it's gonna be a breath of fresh air for everybody who wants to hear. And we're not Nazis where we gotta listen to somebody who's talking about kale or vegan. No, it's gonna be well-rounded. It's gonna be balanced, but it's gonna be high frequency at the same time. Yeah. So I think it's definitely time for us to take control over all these industries. And whatever you're interested in, that's something that you should tap into. So I definitely look forward to this new paradigm. And I share this. We're about to get out of here. I shared this with y'all before, because we're doing what we're doing on February 8th, and we're dealing with the music and the spoken word and all that. It's going to be groundbreaking. Let me just show y'all what Brother Rich is invested in. Look at this.
Okay. Works.
Y'all see my spaceship?
Yes.
This is my spaceship right here, y'all.
Okay.
So, it's a lot of things. Dr. B, you see that, Dr. B?
I see that Moog.
Yeah, you see that. Yo, the Moog, the Moog. Let me tell y'all this Moog. So this one right here, right, y'all?
Yeah.
The 432 hertz that comes out of the Moog 1 analog filter, pure analog. The 432 sound that comes out of that, Dr. B, you'll come here and you'll pass out and you wouldn't want to leave. You'll want to rob me for this machine, Dr. B. Wait till I come out, because me and Blue Pill gonna be doing the 432 hertz meditation. Wait till I come out with the 432 hertz sound from this machine right here. The Moog 1. Look at the Moog 1 and see how much it costs right now, y'all. I ain't even gonna say. Look, see how much the Moog 1 costs right now. That machine, Dr. B, the 432 of that is different.
Have you made a beat yet? Have you made a beat on it yet? Come on, bro.
I did a meditation joint. I didn't make it like a hip hop joint.
Okay.
I got something. Cambatta, when you come down here in February, you know we hitting up the studio. The night before the event, you know we going to the studio. So could y'all imagine a studio session before February 8th? The session on February 7th? Me, Cambatta, Blue, Sharif, baby, Bdell. Oh my God. That studio session is gonna be loaded Lux. Listen, I don't want to keep the panel for too much longer. I want to thank everybody for coming on. Family, we want to see all of y'all. This is an amazing year, the 9th year. What we all waited for is now here. We just don't realize it because we're so distracted. If Myrah said focus, if we really focused on who we are internally and what our purpose and what we're meant to be, things will start to shift in our reality. It's going to be an absolute magnificent, glorious, fun time on February 8th. There's nothing like it that has ever been done, family. I promise you that. From the spoken word to the folklore, to the poems, to the music, to the vendors, to the black inventors, to the vegan food. It's in the nighttime. It's something we've never seen before. Family, I want to see all of y'all come out to Georgia. February 8th,
right?
Hold up, Blue. And it's just going to get better because more people are coming on board. This is not the end of the lineup. The lineup is just going to grow and grow and grow and grow. So, family, make sure. The only thing is tickets are limited because this is a venue. This isn't online. So make sure you get your tickets. Don't say the same thing you said at Gathering the Masters and, I should have got. Get it. Don't procrastinate this year. It's fast and serious. Go ahead, Blue.
On top of that, we're going to be in a new Black Wall Street, to coincide with the quote-unquote Black History Month, regardless of what people feel about the label or not. We need to acknowledge those inventors. We need to acknowledge entrepreneurs that, were steeped in the 20s doing that work. We need to learn their names and learn the names of their business. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully we could work that into some sort of presentation just to give them some life and some light. Shout out to the ancestors. I think the last one transitioned sometime last year. But just in the spirit of once again speaking about resurrecting that dynamic of us doing for self and getting back to self-determination, self-autonomy. It's going to be a beautiful venue in Stonecrest, Georgia. I look forward to it. Can't wait. I'm going to have that Chef Pablo's going to be in the building, chefing that food up. So, yeah, I can't wait to serve.
Remember, people, it's the creative kingdom that's getting ready to blossom.
Yes.
As the material kingdom falls, then the creative kingdom rises. So wherever you're creative at is where you're going to step into your power at. We are the creative beings of the universe, okay? And that is what's getting ready to blossom. It's going to supersede anything they've used up until now. They've only been an illusion. Because we bought into the illusion, we have energized it. But now we're waking up, we're pulling our energy away, it's blowing holes in it, and it no longer has the power to sustain itself. Humpty Dumpty is falling off the wall. And the reason they use Humpty Dumpty as an egg is because he has a fragile position of power because it's not real. There you
go, Myrah. There you go.
Yes.
There you go, Myrah.
Step into reality. That's spiritual. Spiritual reality versus the physical illusion. That's in that balance. And we've crossed the fence to the spiritual reality half. So we're getting ready to energize into a new paradigm, a spiritual reality based on your creative powers as the material kingdom falls.
Mm-hmm. Hey, somebody listen. Dr. B, before you close it out, I go through this every time, right? Every time I go through this, and people say the same thing every time. Let's not make this. There's mistakes I made last year that I don't want to make this year. Family, this, you know what this individual said? Queen Sade said, just bought 2 tickets. They will sell out, fam. Get your ticket. This happened with it happened with gathering the masses, and y'all swore that y'all wasn't gonna let it happen again. I want to show y'all this just for purposes of letting y'all know what's going down. These are all tickets sold during the show. I could keep scrolling down. I'm not going to keep scrolling down just so y'all could, but I'll scroll down a little bit. But listen, the point I'm trying to make is tickets are selling. This is not an online event. This is in person in Georgia. Make sure you get your ticket early, family, so you won't say the same thing you say over and over and over again in your life. Do something different this time. Make a change. Be proactive. Don't wait till the last minute. Family, get your ticket. The tickets are going to sell out. I'm going to let you know that right now. Did you see the lineup? Did you see who was on here? The venue's not that big. It's not that big, family. It's not a huge 5,000. No, it's not that big. But it's appropriate, and it's enough for us to do what we got to do as a collective, as a people, and for us to move forward. Family, get your ticket right now before it sell out. And with that being said, Dr. B, my brother, close out the show, my brother.
In about 25 minutes.
Yeah.
It will be 270 days from the Cosmic Good Friday.
Mm-hmm.
That's 9 months, which signals the Santa oil to come down the chimney onto the Klaus. We are about to enter in just a very short time, Pineal Day.
Wait, in 35 minutes?
35 minutes.
God damn, I'm on schedule like that? Oh my God.
This is what I tried to tell you.
Oh my
God. You heard me.
Oh shit.
I was like, man, I can't believe you calling me right now.
God damn.
This is the Cosmic Christmas Eve.
That's real.
Oh my God. Yo, I swear. Real quick. You know how Doctor said, hey, you know that horn was blowing fire. I don't know none of this shit. I'm in my own world. I got tunnel vision. I love it. I didn't know I was in alignment like that. Go ahead, Dr. B. I love this shit. Oh my God. Oh, this is beautiful. Oh, this is beautiful.
It is the 7th of January. On whichever calendar you're using, it's that time when your pineal puts out more peniline than any other time of your year.
And my birthday's the 8th.
And it happens different. It's every year is different.
Wow.
Every year you need to know the calculation. In fact, I taught the calculation last week. So for those of you who want to know how to calculate this, because this is the most important year or time for you personally. This is your true Christmas. This is what all the Christmas songs are about and everything. They all are encoded, right, with this information. So hear me now. And for those of you, somebody saying, well, how can we go and learn about it? So go to elevationtime.com. Go to elevationtime.com. And there's a class only for members, because this is sacred information. You can't get this out to everybody because, folks,
You taught this on Blue Power. You taught this on Blue
I taught it on God Power. Blue Power. I like that one. Blue Power. Blue Pill heard that. He's writing that down. Blue Power. He got a new product. Blue Power. So listen.
Yeah. I love this, man.
This oil, Pineal, which is a very special, sacred substance. On this day coming up, right now we're in the eve of it. So actually it's beginning right now. Yeah. The sutures of your skull begin to pump. And this oil starts to drip from the pineal. And it don't matter if your pineal is calcified. Don't worry about that. It's made of calcite crystals, which are piezoelectric crystals. So it needs pressure on it.
That's right.
This pressure begins to happen because of an alignment that happens. It's happening right now. Check it out. The oil doesn't do anything. It's a carrier oil. All oils are carriers. What it will carry is your gifts, which happens to be your thoughts, your feelings, your perceptions, your me, and who I think I am.
Yeah.
Whatever you got going on right now between tonight and tomorrow will crystallize into the pineal, which will drip down on from the chimney, which is the two parts, the middle of the brain, the chimney. Santa oil comes down the chimney and drips onto the claus, which is the clausum, which is the part of the thin part of the brain that touches everything, and onto the tree, the Christmas tree, the pine tree, which is the tree of life, which is your nervous system. If you lay it all out, looks just like a Christmas tree. Right. So you get to put your gifts
tonight under the
tree. Now check it out. Let's say you got issues in your tissues. Let's say you lost your mind and you gained somebody else's. Let's say you've been minding everybody else's business and you've been caught up in mass distraction and you've been lost and turned out in the matrix. If that's what you're going through,
right,
you could let that go instantly.
Yes, sir.
Right, Sister Myrah?
Yes.
Instantly. You ain't got to go through no long process and read 25 books and get deep. You could get very shallow and just let go. Right. Now, what happens is the crystallized ideas, the vibration, the energetic field, right, creates morphogenic resonance. And you now have morphed and created your desires. What are your desires? What you've been talking, what you've been saying. Whether you pointing fingers at others, your subconscious mind, right, cannot perceive anything outside of self. So whatever you got going on, your subconscious says, that's me. It's only me.
Yeah.
So it's really we.
Ooh.
Huh?
Right.
So now check it out.
Ooh.
So I did a 5-hour class on this last Saturday. It's still online right now. The only way you can get the information is to go become a member. Because this year, the members at Elevation is getting some very special stuff. We are creating a true sacred society. And everybody is not ready. Everybody's not willing to invest. Some people got poor, broken, lonely ideas. Some people want to get rich, but poor still got them. Some people want to be black, but white still got them. Some folks want to get up, but down still got them. Some people want to get right, but wrong still got them. Some people want to get smart, but dumb still got them. Some people want to be right, but wrong still got them.
Hallelujah!
Want to be geniuses, but
hallelujah!
Still got them. Hallelujah! Hallelujah! Hallelujah!
Yo,
right.
The energy from the
Bdell, I see Bdell be trying not to laugh sometimes. Last time I saw him, he was in the audience trying not to laugh. He was like Billy Carson. They be trying not to laugh. They're so serious. One part of the mouth goes up, and you can't help it.
Check it out, crazy.
Check it out.
Oh, man.
So right now is the best time. It's tomorrow, which is to now, which is right now. There's energy in everybody. This is not just because you studied, you get it. Everybody get it.
It's Christmas Eve.
This is the real cosmic Christmas Eve.
Shit.
Where the Christ consciousness is based on what you focusing on.
Yes.
It ain't got nothing to do with all. You could have read nothing. Look, some of the deepest people, some of the most powerful, wise people, they don't eat vegan. They don't even know nothing.
That's fact.
They might just say, if I was you, I'd stay home tonight. That's all they say. And you done took your ass out, and now all of a sudden you on the news and shit. Pops told you, if I was you, I'd stay home tonight. My knee is a little cold. You know what happened when the cold wind comes? The heart comes next.
Come on.
You go out there and find yourself between a rock and a hard place. This will be some deep stuff. They ain't read a book. Some of them can't even read.
No, right. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So what I am attempting to offer you is to allow yourself to open up right now and let go of everything, all judgment, all of that. And for the next day, act like be grateful in advance. Don't be begging for nothing. Be grateful as if you already have it.
That's right.
One of the most powerful exercises you can do is walking. You know why? Because your head moves back and forth on your spine, and that cerebral spinal fluid begins to pump up and down, right, Blue Pill? It begins to pump, right? And then the sutures, your head begins to squeeze and put pressure on the pineal, and it puts out light. It puts out sound. It puts out frequency. This is a deep thing. But if you'd like to learn more about it, just go to elevationtime.com, join the membership, and you can actually get the 5-hour class about it so you can learn how to calculate this for yourself. One other thing. Y'all were talking about music.
Yes, sir.
I kind of been on the leading edge with this music for a long time. I jumped right out of hip hop right when I knew I was about to jump from the frying pan into the what? The hot oil. You understand what I'm saying? I began to release music on our website almost 20 years ago. That's a new thing. You need to purge. Well, I've been doing this. I've been attempting to show people, if you just look, you can do what's happening in the music business is not what's happening. What you seeing is not it. People have been putting out good music forever. Music never died. Just that the people got caught up in loops and got loopy. It was easy to get a 2-bar loop from somebody else rather than sit down and study and, spend 10,000 hours, honing your craft. There's nothing wrong with using loops if that's all you got. But if that's all you're using because it's too easy, because you can just push a button. You see what I'm saying? So somebody told me this, like to me, people ain't going to listen to nothing unless they got loops. You got to have loops. Well, guess what? I got a track on YouTube right now. It's called Sonic Emergence 1. Sonic Emergence 2. I put it out a month ago. It has 70,000 views. Right now, go to YouTube. Sonic Emergence 2. I do not play the same thing twice. It's almost 20-something minutes long. It grows, it changes, nothing is looped. The sounds are real sounds from all over the world. There's sounds of animals and birds and water, which I went out and recorded, and it's a very special sequence. It's a saga, it's a story. And people are like, this is going viral.
Love it. Love it.
You see, and what I'm saying is you got to tap into your own true creativity and stop following. You got to become a leader. We're not looking for followers. We got to be leaders and seekers. Create your own music based on who you are and what you really feel, instead of just trying to, money rules everything around us. I knew we was in trouble then. Money rules everything. It's not true. So make music that really creates and says something. It's always been here. It's never gone. And the deepest music has always been in the underground. The most commercial stuff never was it. That's what they just gave you. That's population control. You know what I'm saying? That's COINTELPRO. Who was choosing these records? I was involved in it. I've had all them platinum records and gold records and Grammys I got. You know who was behind the curtain back there? They told me, you're going to take your butt out there, sir, and you're going to tell those people, and we got something we need you to put in the track, and we're going to send it to the mastering engineer. And let me tell you something. I knew what was going on here. So we now and have always had the power to allow ourselves to be our best. Let's do our best. Let your word be powerful. Stop talking about other people and what they got going on. Mind your business and business your mind. Do your thing. Do your thing. We back to the 70s if we say it. And in the 70s, people wasn't in competition with each other. The spinners didn't care nothing about what the Temptations was doing. You do what you do. You see, do you, be you, and get into that true experience. Now, one last thing before I log off. As the preacher was saying, may log off in a few minutes after we pass the plate. The collection plate. I have chosen to do a cleanse. People say, well, Dr. B, when you going to do your cleanse? I'm doing my cleanse live. This Saturday, we're doing a collective cleanse. So my elevated total body program, or my total body program that's at elevationtime.com, we're going to do a collective cleanse for the next 28 days. And once a week, I'm going to let people know, get online. We're going to talk about it, what you're going through, ask questions. I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to actually take it and go through it with us, because it's time for us who got this talk to live the talk, to be it. You see us just talking and preaching to the people. You know, we are the people. We're all special. So for those of you who would like to do this collective cleanse, go to Elevation Time once again and get on the email list, because we're going to send out a quick email probably Thursday, letting you know what time we're going to do this collective cleanse. And you could do any cleanse. You don't have to do Dr. B's cleanse, but it's just the thing of us moving together. And I'm going to say one more thing. Tomorrow is the 7th, which is Pineal Day. Most important day for you personally. Do you know what's happening exactly 33 days from tomorrow?
What?
Your event.
Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. Another side. Another side.
The oil.
Another side.
It
just don't stop. It don't stop. There we go.
The sacred secretion, the pinealine oil,
there we go,
goes down the 33 vertebrae and dies on the cross down at the bottom of your spine.
Oh my God.
And 3 days later, it's resurrected and begins to go back up the spine and start a whole new life. They also call this the Christ oil. And your event is exactly 33 days from Pineal Day, the sacred secretion day. So we will have had time, all of us, to resurrect ourselves and come back to life and get ourselves together and come together in oneness, come together with one rhythm, one love, one rap, one song, one melody. We got to move together. And we don't have to be in perfect time, because everybody's different, as long as we're moving towards something that's tangible. Right. Instead of just knowledge, research. Enough research. We got to get into some me-search. Search in yourself. Dig your stuff up. Find the gold that's in you, because everybody has it. Everybody got pinealine. This ain't something special unless you don't think you special. Now that's special. To be retarded, to be lost and turned out, that's real special. Because right now you don't have to be. You have to choose that. Choose yourself, y'all. Choose love. Choose harmony. Choose a little laughter and levity. Have some fun. It ain't that serious. You know what I'm saying? Laughter is one of the most powerful medicines on the planet. Have some. It's a joke, y'all. This whole thing is like, somebody said, well, the prime creator is a comedian. That's right. Yeah. Because even when I had my near-death experiences, I met her. And she was laughing. Boy, you think you dead? You ain't even got nothing. Where your stuff at? Where my stuff? You come up here, you ain't got shit. Go back down there and get something. I was like, huh? And I was 33. You ain't got nothing yet. Some of us don't have nothing because we keep giving it away, because we got, we keep giving everything away. What happens? Why? Because you got chronic servitude syndrome. You want to serve everybody but yourself. You want to help everybody but yourself. You think you got an ambulance. You think you got a holistic ambulance. You want to tell everybody everything. Shut up. Get your stuff together. This is your Christmas. Put your gifts under your tree. It's time to rise. Are you ready to do it? You ain't got to do no work. This ain't work. You just got to let go of all that poo-poo, all that mess. And tomorrow, tonight, and from now on, begin to actually move towards something that means something that you can use and help others do the same. We got to let go. We done studied and studied. We know every book. The pyramids are a symbol of what's in you. This alignment that's happening on the 28th is happening in you. You ain't got to see it because you know they're going to cloud the sky out. You ain't got to see it. It's already happening. Feel it as if it's happening. Now. Make a kinesthetic, auditory, visual experience in yourself, and it's happening. Much love to you all. You know,
Dr. B, thank you so much to the panel. Leave your contact information, everybody, before we get out of here so they can support your product, services, your Cash App, whatever you got going on. The people, we still got over 4,000 people. They definitely want to support everything y'all got going on. Starting with Blue Pill. Go ahead, y'all.
Yes, at Blue Pillar 44 on IG, Blue Pillar 44 at Gmail, goldwater.com, GOLDE, water.com, cosmicdust.com, COZMIKDUST.com. And yeah, check us out at the new bookstore Gallery Studios, 488 Edgewood Avenue. Peace.
Sharif, go ahead, brother.
Yes, sir. Find me on TikTok, Sifu Sharif, Instagram, Sharif Bey, and on Facebook, Sharif Anail Bey. Shout out to my good brother, my new comrade, Indio Champ. We got to work together a week ago. You guys probably may have seen the video. So you'll be seeing more of us together as well. Peace.
Myrah?
I got one, sistermyrah.com. That's how you make your consultations with me. But what I want to say is we're royal beings, and it's now time for us to walk in the authority of our royalty. Not enough just to know anymore. We got to act like we know it. Okay? It's a difference in knowing and walking in the knowing. And it's time for us to walk in the knowing of who we are as royal beings, because we are connected to the universe. And those vibrations we're sending up, especially you musicians, you're connecting to those musicians that's already there, those spiritual musicians, and they are also channeling energy back to you as a musician as you reach them with your vibrations. So understand that our connection to the universe and our spiritual musicians or spiritual loved ones are actually coming together with us in balance with us. So what we're sending up, they're receiving, and then they're sending back from their level to us. Spirit is spiral. So everything's going to go full spiral, full circle. So understand the authority that you have by being royal beings, and now walk in the authority of that royalty.
Thank you. Cambatta?
Yeah. Just Cambatta. I guess I'm everywhere and nowhere at the same time. I have Twitter. I'm never on there. I have Facebook. Never on there. Instagram took a little break, so you might not get a response there. But I do respond to Cash App. That's $CAMERON CARBONE. Also, Holy Ghost 3. So go on to YouTube right now and just type in Cambatta, go to Spotify, iTunes, and connect with me through my music. And then also I'll be at the event, man. I'm now an in-person person. So that's how we're gonna do it now. Just Cambatta, CAMBATTA, or $CAMERON CARBONE. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Cam. Dr. B, your info?
Elevationtime.com. Elevationtime.com. Go there and get on the email list, and you'll get notifications about things that are coming up. We got a lot coming up. Also, if you'd like to join the gold membership, you can get that class about this event that's happening right now. So you can learn to calculate that. And we're doing a collective cleanse this Saturday. We're going to start on Saturday. So you can go to elevationtime.com, get that email, give us your email, and we'll let you know, how we're doing it. I'm going to go through it on air, online with everybody over the month. Once a week, we'll check in. And the song is Sonic Emergence. Sonic Immersion. I'm sorry. Sonic Immersion 2. Sonic Immersion, like to dive in to. And it's called Udu Restoration. It's a special instrument I'm playing called the Udu. And it goes Udu, 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 Udu. It's from Nigeria. It's actually an instrument that's based on the woman's womb because women couldn't play drums. So they took water pots, clay water pots, and cut holes in the side. And when they hit it, it went woo. And when they hit the other side, do, udu, udu, udu. So this is one of my favorite instruments. And that track is about 20 something minutes long. It takes you through a whole odyssey. It is now, viral. So go to YouTube. That's YouTube. Doctah B.Sirius, D-O-C-T-A-H S-I-R-I-U-S, and check out that track and, subscribe over there. And I'd like to say that this is an amazing time. We are in the time of now, and we're in a wonderful place to do our best. Let go. Let go of all of it. And guess what? We got to travel light. Most of that luggage was not ours. Let it go. Travel light. See you all soon.
Bdell?
You can reach me at YouTube, Bdell1014, BDELL1014, Instagram, Bdell1014, and on Facebook, you can find me at Bridell Rice Bay.
Indeed. And with that being said, family, amazing time tonight. Legendary, historic. I didn't even know Dr. B was going to say it was the Cosmic Christmas Eve. Make sure y'all put in some good intentions. Say your meditation, say your prayers tonight. Keep with that positive mindset. I just shared the link once again. The Non-Ether Godfest is happening February 8th. It's the first event of its lifetime, of its kind. Something that we have never seen before. Make sure you get your tickets before they sell out, family. Everybody that's on this panel right now will be there, will be on stage, including many others. We will have many other vendors. We're going to have Black inventors there. We're going to have music there. Blue Pill's going to have the vegan food there. It's going to be an event of a lifetime. Let's practice a celebratory spirit all year long. I love the positive energy Myrah shared about our musicianship and who we are. With that being said, this Brother Rich, a.k.a. Radiohead Rich, a.k.a. Father Rich, signing out. Thanks to all the guests. I will see y'all probably Thursday, not tomorrow, but Thursday, family. So I'll see y'all Thursday. Peace and have a good night, family. Peace.
Peace.
Love you, family.
Travel light.